Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Mayhem Arena. Today it's a beautiful sunny afternoon in Los Angeles, California, and we are here with the titans of debauchery, the evil ones themselves. It's fictional and non-fictional villains versus each other in a March Madness-style bracket-like competition. Can you even handle the excitement, Marcus?
I don't think that today I can really handle any more excitement. I think if I had any more excitement in my bladder, I don't know if I would be able to hold it without wetting myself on live television.
And I gotta say, thank you, Pampers Adults. This has been an entire broadcast. Thank you, Pampers Adults.
Dipsy doo pooparoo, folks. That's right. I'm pooping in my pants right now. I got my Depends, and I am ready to shit.
You know what I say? If I'm gonna shit in my pants, people ask me when. I say, it depends. Let's get into the March Madness.
Last podcast on the left, ladies and gentlemen. That's what you're listening to. My name is Marcus Parks with Henry Zabrowski, who's on top of it, doing his best to pretend like he knows what sports are.
Hey.
That's right. And I'm Cock Vitale.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a good, boylesque name.
Yeah.
That's a great name. I know sport.
Yeah, you know football. You've learned football this year.
I got into football. I like watching the basketball, and I like some hockey. But we're keeping up a tradition here at last podcast on the left. We thought it was really appropriate as a little stopping place between two large series to give you. Honestly, we're giving this to you because you asked for it.
Yeah, you're always asking for it. This is the third annual Decennial, last podcast on the left, March Madness of Murder.
Now we have a series of guys, some fictional, some not. We're going to pit them against each other to see who wins.
This is a 16-seed bracket. We're going to be starting off with imaginary versus real in each bracket. And then, of course, whoever wins moves on to the next. And we are going to pick the bracket here live on air.
All right.
Eddie, how you feeling today?
I feel hot, I feel sticky, and I'm ready to get icky, baby.
Yeah.
All right. Our first imaginary villain is the Tall Man from Phantasm.
All right. Now, I believe Tall Man, we might have brought him back, but I'm happy to have him because I love the Tall Man. I love the Phantasm series. I think it is undersung and overwrought.
Yeah, and he does. Don't forget about that crazy little ball.
No, the crazy ball's a part of it.
And also, he's got incredible strength.
Absolutely. And he had, what about the little people that he keeps under his coat?
His crew.
Yeah, those are his boys.
His crew. Yeah, it's his boys.
Oh, no, we're definitely including crew in this.
Oh, very much
so. Good.
And he's going to be going up against, let's see here, which real character? Andrew Cunanan.
Oh, interesting. Yes, that could be two shapeshifters.
Yeah. All right, so it's going to be Tall Man and Cunanan in the first round. Next one up is the puppets from Puppet Master.
Okay,
All
now
right.
we have, for those of you that are unaware, we have you got the Drill Man. You got
Yes.
Driller.
Okay, yeah, what we have is we have Blade, Jester, Pinhead, Tunneler, Leech Woman, Shredder Khan. We got Genji, and of course my favorite, Six Shooter.
I love him. I actually forgot about Leech Woman. Leech Woman's good too.
Yeah, Leech Woman's
standing in
wonderful.
at 1'7" tall and weighing a full 2 pounds. We are ready to go.
I'm interested to see what Shredder Khan does.
Let's see here. Next up, we have Anton Segura.
Okay, now
from
Anton,
from No Country for Old Men.
great villain.
Yeah.
He's got the thing. Remember, he's got the cattle thing.
Yeah.
blows people's brains
Yeah,
out.
the executioner.
Yeah, and he flips a coin depending on whether or not he's going to show mercy or not. He makes a decision a little similar to Two-Face.
Yes, and I will say, I know we're not getting into the battle now, but that cow cattle prod is going to be hard to use against 7 crazy little dolls.
And
I agree.
And don't forget, the dolls, also Nazis.
And that gives them, so they're methed up.
They might even align
fueled by
forces.
hate. Yeah.
All right, the next matchup is going to be the Joker
Okay, now I feel like a lot of people are getting Joker fatigue. We talked a little bit about this yesterday with Holden McNeely, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But I will say, if you are going to choose, we haven't had him yet on the bracket.
We have not.
Yeah.
And I feel like the Joker, of course, he's literally truly unpredictable.
Well, that's the thing. The Joker's superpower is his unpredictability field. That's why he can manage to punch Batman in the face.
Now, do they do the unpredictability field? Do they do that as just sort of like a thing to kind of quantify powers for him?
Well, yeah, because you had to people kept on asking how is it that the Joker, who's just a guy,
'Cause he's the Joker.
and he's very skinny as well. He doesn't have a lot of muscle. He doesn't work out. How can he be a match for the Batman and everybody else over and over again? Unpredictability field.
Yeah, and it seems like he can hypnotize. He always has a gang that he influences, and they'll do anything for him.
You know what that hypnotization is called?
What?
It's a living wage.
In Gotham
No,
City,
it's not-
that's hard to come by.
It's not Jared Leto Joker. Which
No,
Joker?
no.
Are we
no,
doing
no.
Heath?
I think we're doing comic book Joker.
Comic
Yeah,
book
comic
Joker?
book
We're gonna
Joker.
do Alan Moore killing joke Joker.
Love
Okay.
killing Joker.
If
Yeah.
anything, Mark Hamill, right?
Yeah, Mark Hamill Joker is also wonderful.
Yes.
Okay.
But still, we're gonna go Alan Moore killing joke.
Because
Joker.
out of respect for Heath Ledger, I'm not going to desecrate his memory
Okay.
by
good.
including him in this.
Absolutely not. Oh, and it's going to be the Joker versus O.J. Simpson.
Oh my God! So top seed is back.
Yes!
O.J.
Yeah.
Simpson looking for revenge as always, and I think who knows, is the Joker the real killer?
I mean,
Nicole
O.J.
Brown Simpson. We'll find out.
I mean, O.J. made it to the finals, last year's finals, where O.J. made it to the final four. It was O.J. versus Candyman. Candyman came out on top.
Yes.
So we're going to see how far O.J. gets this time.
Also, I want to say OJ, a little bit of a Joker himself. Naked Gun, wonderful stuff.
Oh, you just mean a comedian?
Yeah.
Very funny.
Very funny guy.
Yeah, very funny
Very,
guy.
very, very funny guy.
All right, next up, we have...
Very sick.
Yeah.
He's very sick.
It's
right
a
now.
rumor, right? Or is it confirmed?
It's a rumor. Yeah,
It's a rumor.
Yeah,
It is
it's a rumor, but I don't know how much longer he's going to be saying hello to Twitter world.
I'm just surprised he goes to the doctor.
He's going to be saying hello to the hell world. And he wakes up in hell.
Next imaginary character we got. Oh, we're bringing back. This is another top seed, Pumpkinhead.
All right, now Pumpkinhead was my favorite.
Yeah.
I love Pumpkinhead. He's an unstoppable force, again, for vengeance. But what does that do? Poison the person who wishes for vengeance. So remember that.
Yeah.
Pumpkinhead is a really good example of that. Ask Lance Henriksen.
And he's 12 feet tall.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
huge.
he's got the reach.
Mhm.
He's great. Yeah, he's like Kukoc size,
Yeah.
right? And then he can go out there and he's got the gumption and he's an unstoppable killing machine until his vengeance is completed.
Were you referencing Tony Kukoc?
Yeah, the Kukoc.
Yeah, okay, that's good.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's nice.
That's nice. Good job.
I saw the name earlier today because a guy was describing that Kukoc was saying that before he'd have a game, he'd eat like a full meal, like he'd eat an appetizer, and then he'd have an entree and a bunch of pasta, and then he'd have a glass of wine, and then he'd have a full like a tiramisu dessert and an espresso. And the guy was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" He's like, "In Europe, you eat the big meal before the game, you take big shit, and then you play."
That sounds great.
That is incredible. Pumpkinhead is going to be going up against Casey Anthony.
Yes!
Oh my God.
Yes!
Man.
Yes!
I think they might have come up against each other
The
last
last
year.
time.
I think it was Casey Anthony and Pumpkinhead in the finals last time.
We really need to, and then we're gonna get into this because I think he killed her the last time. He's got to kill her again.
I don't
There's
know.
no
Yeah.
way this is gonna make it.
Pumpkinhead hates child murderers.
Yes.
We know this.
And
Yeah.
what if George if he went and was the one who summoned Pumpkinhead because she was trying to blame the death on him?
Mhm.
We'll get into it.
Yeah, and she also has the law on her side.
Which is even worse. Well, she has all of Boca.
Yeah.
All right, so that is the first bracket over on let's say the Eastern Conference.
Yes.
Yeah.
Eastern Conference. Let's go over to the Western Conference. Coming up first, the Worm from Dune.
Now, this
Oh.
was Eddie's edition. This
Yeah.
is not mine.
El
And that's
Shaloub.
It's not El Shaloub. Sounds like a Mexican restaurant run by Monk.
Yeah.
No, it is Shai Halou.
El Shaloub.
And the worm from Dune is going to be going up against, let's see here, Bonnie and Clyde.
Oh my God. This is not going to go well for them.
This is the thing, is like you have to walk regularly in the desert to not capture the attention of Shia LaBeouf. Bonnie and Clyde.
But who's more erratic than Bonnie and Clyde?
This is the issue, is that I think that that's going to call a lot of worms into
They're very loud. They're very loud.
All right, let's see here. So next up, we have on the imaginary side.
I've done so much passionate debating this week. I feel like Ross Perot.
No, and speaking of debating, we debated a lot before the show about this particular subject, the birds. The birds.
Yes.
And the debate we had, how many birds?
Yes.
We eventually, Eddie, I wanted 200. Eddie wanted 20,000.
I think 20,000 is a rational number.
See, I was trying to
We're
split
talking
the
about
diff.
how many birds does it take to take over an island?
I think
I think that's
500
20
birds was my choice. I thought 500 birds was like a good round number.
Eventually, we settled on 400.
Yes.
So,
which I'm mad about, by the way.
But it's 400.
yeah,
Exactly.
400 birds is a lot of fucking birds.
It
Wait a
is,
second.
but not like for spread out over an island.
Well, that's the thing. They're not going to be spread out
They
over an
grouped
island.
together. It's a pack of birds.
Yeah.
Just the gas station scene alone was 400 birds.
Pack of birds. I think that you're overestimating the amount of birds it would take to take over an island. I do think that 500 birds is closer to that number.
Yeah, side story is LPOTL. If you want to do a little bit of bird math, if you want to tell us how much damage could let's say how much damage could 20,000 birds do?
I think that's too much damage.
Yeah, that's
Where
too much.
I think that all it would take, honestly, is 1,000 birds. I think 1,000 birds is like overkill still.
Yeah, no, 1,000 birds, way too many
See,
birds.
you think this until you see it. All right? Remember what happened in Raiders of the Lost Ark when they wanted to do the snake scene? You know, Spielberg was like, let me get 1,000 snakes. And they look at it like, that's not enough snakes. He's like, get me another 2,000 snakes. And they check it out. He's like, that's not enough snakes. He's like, all right, give me another 13,000 snakes.
I'm looking at this right now. You know what's funny? Is that even though we've just discussed this and we've made our decisions already, we can't go back ever. The world's biggest flock of birds, if you look at this, was 10 million birds.
Yeah. And I did look it up. A flock of sparrows alone is 10,000 birds.
This is what I'm talking about.
Okay, all right. So that's sparrows. That's sparrows. Here's how we're gonna compromise.
We haven't even gotten to the fight. We haven't even gotten to
Look,
the actual
10
debate.
geese took down an airplane. I saw it with my own eyes.
Wait, hey, that was Sully's decision to take it to the harbor. He could have taken it around. He could have put it on the fucking runway if he wanted to.
All right. So let's say 400 ravens.
400 ravens?
400 really big birds.
But there are a lot of seagulls in the birds.
Okay.
There
Yes,
are
gulls.
ravens.
300 ravens, 100 gulls.
Ugh, God, they don't have a chance.